right? The time of use rates, the smart meters, as you indicated, have been in place now for several months, and we've been reading them for probably about 18 months now. And you haven't seen a meter reader out manually reading meters too much in the residential setting for several months. So we've been communicating with the smart meter. So the next step now is to apply the new rate structure, time use rates. And the cost for electricity varies through the day, and the time use structure is meant to pass along the true cost, the more true cost of electricity to customers. We've analyzed the impact on customers, and over the last, I would say, 16 months, we've been looking at it very closely, looking at electric heat customers. We've been looking at customers who are home during the day, customers that are at work, and 2 people in the family, 6 people in the family. We haven't seen a significant impact in terms of increasing costs, and it's more or less within a relatively narrow band of cost impact. So we've analyzed the rate impact on customers, and we see it's pretty narrow. It's within maybe plus or minus 2 to 3%. So what does that mean on a bill? I mean real dollars. Well, we pulled 3 bills at random earlier this week, 3 residential customers, and we said, let's look at August, run it on time of use, and run it on the fixed pricing that's in, and what's the difference? So on one customer, the total bill was about $85. We saw the time of use rates were more expensive by about $1.50. And we looked at another customer around $60. Time of use rates were more expensive by about $1.80. Third customer, $220 bill for the month. They had air conditioning. Actually, time use rates were cheaper by a couple of dollars. So that's the kind of swing that we see around time use rates. And these are just 3 customers we pulled at random. And that sort of substantiates our observations. There's not a significant impact. You don't see it doubling or tripling or anything like that. Plus or minus a few percentage points.
But at the same token, it does save you a few dollars if you just wait for 7 o'clock.
For sure. And what the Ontario experience is, customers actually reduce their consumption by about 4%. And by responding to the time use signal, you get the hang of it, and your costs actually can come down. And so you're right. If you take advantage of the structure, your costs can come down.
There's also the benefit of taking some pressure off the grid and waiting until that time.
For sure. If you look at the highest demand for electricity in Ontario, it's particularly in the summer, right? It's the air conditioning load. It comes on, it's around 11 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock. That's the highest price period. More imports, more dependence on the higher price generation, more coal, and that's higher price stuff. And so that is just passing along those higher costs to you.
So what is the most important thing that people need to know about, where we're at and what is happening, and how best to use this new process?
What's important? Well, first of all, here in North Bay, the time of use rates will be effective for consumption as September 1st, and we'll begin to get those bills out probably around the 3rd week of October. So people will see a new bill format, and most importantly, what they can do is not sort of overreact and think, oh my gosh, it's going to be a significant impact on me. But there's a couple things you can do to really take advantage of the rates. First of all, shut appliances and computers and TVs off. And when you think they're off and they're still plugged in, they're still drawing electricity. So the most important thing you could do is just put that all in a power bar. And when you leave the room, or when you go to bed at night, or when you go away for the weekend, shut the power bar off. And there's an incredible amount of electricity, phantom electricity, that gets used in homes in North Bay and businesses when nobody's around. And you think it's off, it's not off. So get it on a power bar. That's the easiest thing you can do. Some other things that you can do, your laundry and washer dryer. Do that in the evenings, or do it on the weekends if at all possible. If you've got a lot of cooking to do, same thing. You can do it in the evenings and in the weekends. That's great. Your air conditioner, if you have an air conditioner in summer, don't run it as hard between that 11-5 period. Run it in the evening when you need it, when you're at home, and you can reduce your costs. And in the winter, if you have electric heat, do your best to avoid those high cost periods. And so 7 to 11, most people aren't home, so put it in setback mode. and that way it's an easy way to respond to the signal.
Certainly it's getting into that habit. So for example, I'm going to run my dishwasher.
That's right.
Wait until 7.
Wait until 7 o'clock. Just turn it on. Yeah, just have it ready to go. 7 o'clock comes, turn it on. And same with your dryer, your clothes dryer. And in the winter we have to use them. Turn them on at 7 o'clock. And just don't do it during the high price period.
Also is getting into that habit. You talk about the phantom power. So for example, I can't help but thinking when you said that, my microwave is plugged in all the time. Maybe I use it once a day,
That's
if
right.
once a week. Should I just unplug it?
It's the simplest, it's the cheapest thing that we can do here to save costs. Unplug things when not in use. Because computers, TVs, microwaves, your cell phone charger, if it's plugged in, it's drawing load. Even if there's nothing connected to it and it's not being used, it's still in active mode and it's withdrawing electricity. So unplug it, disconnect it, put it on a power bar. That's the most important thing you can do.
What's the next step here? I mean, it's a new culture for folks. I look at this as we've talked about it. I understand the time of usage. I've been through it. I've lived it. I think it's a good thing. Where do we go from here? Is this a good green move?
I think it is. It's an important tool. The missing link, which I think will begin to appear for residential customers and small business, is more in-home display devices or in-business display devices. So you can actually see your consumption on a real-time basis. You can see the cost of electricity, and you can be alerted about what the higher price periods are. So the technology will help you a little bit. And when you put in programmable thermostats and engage some of the more smart technology, you can turn lights off remotely, then we will take real advantage of what the tool that the smart meter really is.
Now the province isn't in that position right now with monitoring in your home. Is that something you could do yourself? Can you attach that to North Bay Hydro and implement something?
You can. The devices aren't they're a little bit, how should I say, the first generation devices aren't probably as flexible as what we need. You know, they're available. You can go to the library and actually take them out and clamp them on your meter, and there's an in-home display. The new technology, which should be deployed next year, is a lot better and is a lot more robust, and it gives you a lot better information. And so stay tuned, because there's going to be more technology come out to help us with this rate structure. Take advantage of it.
Are we going to see, you see all these smartphone apps? Is that what we're looking to build to?
For sure. If you look at it, the technology of the future. You can turn your lights on remotely. You can turn your lights off remotely. You can say, I'm going to be home in 20 minutes. Can you adjust the temperature? And so you'll be able to take advantage of that technology, and all on your phone or on your BlackBerry, and that's where technology is taking us.